how's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today I'm really excited because we're going to be taking a look at all the new physical media I got for February of 2026. This month we have 15 DVDs, and there's some stuff in there that I'm really excited about, including 6 Resident Evil movies. The Resident Evil franchise is super nostalgic for me, and for whatever reason this month I had really good luck and found a bunch of them. So we'll look at the DVDs, but I also have 2 bonus items. One's a Blu-ray that's not new to me, but there's something special and new about it, and I'll show you guys that first, and the other bonus item is a fun little trinket that relates to one of the movies. But without further ado, I'm going to show you guys each of the items, so let's go ahead and switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at all the physical media I got for February of 2026. And if you remember from the intro, I said I had one Blu-ray. The Blu-ray itself wasn't new, but there was something new about it. And that would be my copy of Friday the 13th, the 2009 movie. This is the killer cut. And I've had this Blu-ray for quite a while. I really do love this film. What's new is this autograph at the bottom. I got it signed by Derek Mears, who played Jason in this movie. That's really, really cool. I saw on the internet that he was coming to Dallas, and I actually got to meet him on an actual Friday the 13th. And plus he's a super chill and down-to-earth guy, and he was having a lot of fun. He really did like meeting everybody, and he was really, really cool to talk to. If you guys get a chance, I definitely recommend seeing him. And yeah, I got him to sign the bottom of the Blu-ray, and now it has a really nice personal touch. I was debating whether I should have him sign the DVD or the Blu-ray, but the Blu-ray art is different, and it's this portrait of Jason in the mask. And I thought, okay, hey, this is his portrait. This has got to be the one he signs, right? And it's really cool. Signed it in red, looks really nice, and I'm super glad to get it. I really need to get some sort of display for my signed movies. I have a few of them now, and this one is super nice. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. Cool auto and great experience. Moving on to the new DVDs, and since we're already talking about Friday the 13th, check this out. I got the original standard version of the first movie. Basically, before they did all the multi-packs, Paramount put out their original 8 films in first these standard editions, which had basically no bonus features, and then a little bit later they would do the special editions. And I don't know, I'm a huge nerd, so I wanted to have all the original standard editions, and this was the last one I needed for that collection. We got the classic poster art here, which is really, really sweet. The kids, the dark moonlit forest, and of course the figure with the knife. Iconic poster there. Flip it to the back, we get to see Alice there in her canoe. We get a shot of Pamela, and we get a shot of the campers at the docks. And if you will ignore the sticker gunk, we can see the special features section is really just a bunch of stuff that DVDs should have on them. Widescreen version, English subtitles, interactive menus. Yeah, some early DVDs were pretty bare bones, but we do have a theatrical trailer at least. Cracking it open, and it's a shiny silver disc, but I do love that the 13 is still in red. Let's close that up and put it over here as well. Now, I did get one thing that's fairly new, and that is this version of Scream. This is from Walmart's recent Love Hurts line of slipcovers, and if you don't know about that, basically in order to sell old movies, Walmart spices it up a bit by putting out a line of matching slips. And as I said before, I had the Scream movies on Blu-ray, but I never had any of the DVDs, and this has the original Drew Barrymore artwork without the little photoshopped heads on the bottom, so I thought, hey, this is a really good time to pick up Scream. If we slide it out, we get to see that the under artwork is the new artwork, and basically the Scream DVDs would have the original artwork, then they would have the band with the Dimension Collectors series, and then we would get those as DVD artworks. And yeah, I got all the original trilogy on DVD, and I managed to have none of them match. Isn't that great? But I do like the new artwork. I think the knife is pretty fun, and I like that they match. There is matching versions for 2 and 3. But yeah, for new artwork, it's not too bad. But here's the 2 versions of the spine, and the 2 versions of the back. Crack it open, and it's just a silver on gray disc. Now slide that back in, and while we're talking about Scream, I do have my second bonus item. I got one of these Scream mystery capsules, and if we crack it open, I have the original Ghostface with his knife to the side. There are variants where he's in different poses, different weapons, and he'll have the old cracked mask or the bloody mask. I think I got basically the most regular and normal Ghostface you can get out of the set. I try not to go crazy with blind bag figures these days, but if there's a series I like, I might get one or two of them, and now I have this little Ghostface. Really cool to put him with the movie. No idea what I'll do with this capsule, but it's cool, I'll do something with it. But yeah, he's also black, white, and red. I'll put him to the side and he can hang out while we look at the rest of the movies I got. Up next, another new one that I picked up. This was only $5 on Amazon, and this is Saw X. I'm a huge fan of the Saw movies, but somehow I never got around to watching this one. I heard it was pretty good. They go back in time, Tobin Bell's there. Sounds like a fun throwback. And speaking of throwbacks, this artwork is very classic. It reminds me of the 1 through 7 DVD releases. Pretty stark, dirty white with a disturbing image up here, and the image mirrors the title of the movie. I don't know if you guys remember, they would do all these things like 2 severed fingers or 3 teeth for 2 and 3, so I love seeing that X really there. Flip it to the back and Tobin Bell's in a center of an X. We get to see a bunch of scenes from the movie, and there's the special features. And if we crack it open, it is very much like the old Saw releases as where the heck is the title. It's actually right down there at the bottom, but man, those old Saw DVDs, if you got them lost from the case, you'd have to pop all of them in to know which movie was which. But still, that is a pretty cool design. Alright, let's do another one, and that will be Child's Play 3. I'm going through and rewatching all the Chucky movies on this channel, and I'm super glad that I was able to pick up a single of Child's Play 3 literally right before I was going to do a review for it. I had this on a multi-pack, the Killer DVD collection, but I love having individual releases with individual posters, and this one has this fun portrait of Chucky there. And at first I thought, okay, just a portrait. The Child's Play 2 poster was so cool, I thought this was kind of a downgrade, but the more I stare at it, gee, that look in his face, the red eyes, the realistic teeth with the blood. There's something unsettling about this airbrushing, I don't know, but there's Chucky staring at you. On the back, it talks a bit about the plot, and it turns out it's been a few years, Andy is at a military camp, and Chucky is going to this new kid to try to steal his body. It's been a few years since I've seen this one. I remember it being pretty good, but not as good as 1 and 2. I'll have to see how it holds up on a rewatch. Sadly, we do have these annoying little doors here, but whatever. Pop it open, and there's Chucky on the disc. Pretty cool. And now let's move on to Resident Evil. Alright, so I've talked in the past on this channel about how I'm pretty nostalgic for the old Resident Evil movies, and I had most of them in a 6-film DVD collection, but I'm like, I really love these things. They're probably super cheap now. Let's see if we can gather up some individual releases. And boy, did I get quite lucky this month. Let's take a look at each one individually. Starting off, we have Resident Evil 2 Apocalypse. I really remember this cover, the strong blue, green, and red, and then her in the middle with the twin knives. This is the 2-disc set, so if we flip it to the back, there's a whole disc of bonus features, including 20 deleted scenes. Wow. There's some pictures from the movie, and one thing that we also need to note with this release is this slipcase. If we take it off, Milla Jovovich and all the text goes away, and now we get this virgin version of the cover. There's everything that was behind her, and then we flip it to the back and there's really not much there. So if you ever see this copy of Resident Evil 2 with like nothing on it, it's because somebody lost their slipcase. Crack it open. There's the first disc, the special features disc, and if we slide this out, we get an ad for Resident Evil 4 with a few DVDs on the back, including the first Resident Evil. But slide this back in and put this back on. let's move on to Resident Evil 3, aka Resident Evil Extinction. And I have to say, out of all these individual DVD arts, this is the one I'm most nostalgic for. Her in her desert survival outfit, all the Vegas signs and buildings in the sand, and then all these birds. Honestly, I got this one and I started staring at the cover and I was like, boy, this is so cool. And I looked up to see if I could get like a full version of this as a poster, but I checked on Amazon and all the posters for this movie, the birds were missing. What's up with that? You have to have the birds. They're the coolest part. Whatever though. This is also a 2-disc copy. Flip it to the back and we get this tower with all the characters there, and there's a listing of the special features. Crack it open, the birds are even on disc 1, and then disc 2 is the Umbrella logo. We also get an ad for Blu-rays, and there's Milla Jovovich again in The Fifth Element. That's a really fun movie. After that, we move into movie 4 with Resident Evil Afterlife. Not quite as cool as a poster, but she's falling out of a building, and there's glass and bullets and gunfire everywhere. Flip it to the back and we get to see her with the leather and the 2 twin katanas. Yeah, in the second half of the series, she started to wear leather a lot more. I really like her more post-apocalyptic outfits, but whatever. There's the special features and some scenes from the movie. And inside is a very shiny silver disc. And one more of the Milla Jovovich ones. This is Part 5, Resident Evil Retribution. Again with the leather and a bunch of buckles and the little umbrella logo, which is also repeated in the water. And instead of birds, we have a bunch of helicopters. Humanity's last stand, except for there is one more movie after this. And there she is, with the gun. Yeah, this looks a little more underworld than Resident Evil, but whatever. Crack it open. Another shiny disc, but we also get these papers here. Resident Evil 6. On the back, we get an ad for the cartoons, Underworld and Ghost Rider, Sony Entertainment Network, and then the other movies on Blu-ray. So those are all of the first series that I didn't have before, but I do have 2 more to show you guys. And this is the reboot, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. And I thought this was fun. It did not get great reviews though. And I felt like it was trying to get a little bit closer to the games, but yeah, I think the fans of the games really hated this. They didn't quite make it. I don't know, this is a Johannes Roberts movie. He's the guy that did 47 Meters Down and Strangers Prey at Night. Recently he made that Killer Monkey movie, Primate. I don't know, I remember this one being fun, but I haven't seen it since the theaters. But we get all our characters there, Umbrella logo in the sky, and we get screenshots on the side of this zombie. That's pretty fun. And one more time with the shiny disc. Now, there was the original 6 Milla Jovovich movies, then there was this reboot, and then they're going to try the Zach Cregger version, but there is one other series of Resident Evil movies, and that is the Resident Evil animated movies. This is Resident Evil Damnation, which I believe was the second one, and I believe there's like 5 of these? I haven't really taken a look at these yet, but I know they were made by the game people, and in turn they stick a lot closer to the source material, and I think people like them okay. They made 5 of them, right? I already had one of them in my collection, so now I have 2 of the 5. Flip it to the back, there's a bit about the movie, and some screenshots, but yeah, it's this 3D animation. I wonder if they're the same models or what. Crack it open, and there's a silver disc. But we also get an ad for the movies. This is like a box set of the first 4 films on Blu-ray, and an ad for the Resident Evil 6 game. Slide them back in, close it up, and yeah, this is the big middle act of this video, 6 Resident Evil movies. But we still got 5 more things to take a look at, and they're all pretty cool. Another big franchise that I'm slowly chipping away at is the Jurassic Park movies, and this month I picked up Jurassic World. This is the first of the Chris Pratt movies. I was able to find it fairly cheaply, and I heard that this one was pretty good. I know the Jurassic Park films vary wildly in quality, but I think people usually say this is the second or third best one. Flip it to the back and we get to see a bit about the movie. And yeah, that was the big draw with this one, is they actually open the park and people get to go and see the dinosaurs. That's a really cool idea. I can't wait to check this out. I still need to grab up quite a few more before I have all of them, but one more step in the right direction. And inside, there's the disc, silver on red. And moving right along, I have The Omen 3, The Final Conflict. I had the Omen movies in a Blu-ray box set, but it was this weird one that didn't even have part 4. And I think the individual releases are really cool. They all have matching logos and a big, like, monochrome color scheme on the pictures. And I thought, you know what, I do believe in dual formats. Let's go ahead and pick up these DVDs. I still need 1 and 2, but those shouldn't be too hard to find. There's the back where it talks a bit about the plot. I think he's trying to become president in this one. And crack it open, and we get a nice yellow disc and a nice yellow poster. And if we flip that poster over, we get a nice yellow chapter select. Close that up, slide it in. And up next, I have a copy of Scary Movie 2. I think it was last month or the month before I found Scary Movie 4. I've only ever seen one of them, and I'm working on grabbing up the collection and then I'll do a binge on all of them. But I think people said 1 and 2 were the best ones. They would always have these character splashes in the movie theater and all the characters would be doing a different gag. It looks like we have Silence of the Lambs and The Exorcist here. Her shirt says, "What Lies Beneath." I've actually never seen that movie. I have to check it out. And even though it's not a horror movie, we appear to have Wilson from Castaway here. Yeah, sometimes these things can get a little random. I don't know. I'll check it out when I have a few more. There's the back. Some more characters in the bonus features. And if we crack it open, there's the disc and some papers. Mini poster with chapters, and the Dimension Video DVD Collector's Guide. There's the first movie, and then a whole bunch of other ones. Whoa, I did not see how big this was going to be before I opened it on camera. Gee, look at all that. Hellraiser, Halloween, From Dusk Till Dawn, Mimic. There's a lot of these things. Alright, let's get this folded back up. Oh hey, the Crow movies. Alright, 2 more. Up next, we have Men in Black 3. I remember Men in Black 3 being pretty good. Will Smith goes back in time, and Josh Brolin is the past version of Tommy Lee Jones. I thought it was a bit of a step up and the story was a little bit better than Men in Black 2. It's been a while since I've seen this one, but I picked up Men in Black Part 2, I believe it was last month, and now I have Part 3. The only one I don't have is International, and I'm not in a huge hurry on that one. Flip it to the back and there's a few shots from the movie. We get to see these cool alien guys by the special features, and another shiny disc on the inside. But we only have 1 more to go. And the very last one is Highlander, the director's cut. I know they're making a new Highlander movie, so I really need to watch the old one first. I don't know if the director's cut is that different, but I guess that's a cut I probably should be watching, right? I don't know much about it. There's immortals and they have to kill each other for some reason. Something, there can only be one, but I can't wait to check this one out. I picked up 2 other Highlander movies a bit ago, and I thought it was just a trilogy and a TV show, but I did a little bit of Googling and there's actually 12 Highlander things. I think 3 of them are series. One of them is a new movie that's about to come out in like a couple months. So I guess that means there were 8 of these things? That's a lot crazier than I thought. I think I have more work to pick up, but I hope to watch this one pretty soon. Flip it to the back and it has a list of the special features. Some of them aren't that impressive by today's standards, like a slideshow of pictures and original theatrical aspect ratio. But whatever, this is an old DVD back when you really wanted to emphasize that it was widescreen. Crack it open, we have a shiny disc and a booklet. Mini poster on the front, a picture of the countryside, a big chapter selection screen, a bit talking about the remaster, and a note about the movie. That's always cool. I really do appreciate the little books. Slide that back in, close it up, and there we are. 15 DVDs, 1 new signed Blu-ray, some entries and franchises I was collecting, really great to get the last Saw movie I needed, and 6 Resident Evil movies. Wow, that's crazy. Overall, this was a pretty fun haul. I definitely got a lot of cool things this month, and I can't wait to add them to the shelves. And I'm sure we'll have some cool additions to the collection next month as well. But all that being said, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my monthly movie hauls playlist. And at the time of recording, I've done this for over 3 years, I believe. So if you want to see a lot more videos kind of like this, feel free to click there and see a lot more. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Playlist here. Have a good day now.